So currently with my company, I get a lot of clients. And my first question when I come to a new client, when they open a new bar or a new place, have you designed the bar yet? 99 out of 100 times I hear, yeah, our architect did it. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. Because and what bar owners often forget is it the Pareto principle, 80-20?
Yeah, 80-20. Yeah, the Pareto principle.
Pareto principle, yeah. That also goes for bars.
Yeah.
So in 20% of the time, you make 80% of your revenue. So that's at peak. So that's maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. You got to bang out drinks. And if your bar station is not set up for success, that might cost you 4 or 5 cocktails an hour on one station. That's 10 cocktails an hour times 12. So
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's quite some money you lose in that in that peak. That's easily 400 or 500 euros.
And I mean, it's not only that. So let's say you were to do this, and the customer is still waiting for those cocktails. On the long run, you're just going to lose customers because they don't want to wait 30 minutes for a drink.
And we had that at the Ma. And
you had that at the Ma?
Yeah, in the beginning, horror stories in the beginning. But, we and then think of that 8 to 12%.
Yeah.
So then think of those 500 euros a night you could lose by bad design.
Yeah.
That is very important. And there are also, there's a special, I always would advise to hire a specialized interior designer, but also somebody that knows about routing, about bar, about efficiency. So you can, we do a lot of calculation, but if you have 4 people on the floor selling 1 Coke an hour extra, that's 10 euros an hour on an 8-hour shift.
That adds up.
That adds up on a yearly basis. Yeah. So it's all these, and if they have to go all the way to the bar and there's a small fridge that needs to be restocked 3 times a night it just doesn't, you lose money.
You lose money.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you advise, so from the company that you now have, you are advising people that want to open bars.
Yeah, or run bars, or run beverage programs.
Is it also for like creating cocktail menus or beverage menus?
Absolutely.
When you do that, what's your specific focus then? I mean, you mentioned already a little bit of, you making sure the owners or the people that want to open it or are running it, things are focused on efficiency, but not only just speed, right? It's not, I guess it's not supposed to be McDonald's.
No.
It's efficiency and quality
at
the same time. But what other aspects are you thinking then? What's the process that goes into it?
First of all, I start talking to the owner manager, and the first thing I think is, how can we create a program that creates healthy revenue and healthy profit? And sometimes, because it's not only, often I don't even, cocktails is all sort of always involved, but sometimes I also run programs without cocktails, because after talking to them, we find out that cocktails might not be what they want.
I see.
Or because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I always try to manage expectations. And if I believe that the expectations of a client are unrealistic, I tell them, and I will never do a project where I think, okay, this is not going to work. Then I step out. Then I say, okay, you might look for somebody else to execute, because I don't feel comfortable with that. So the first step is really that business program, that concept. Is it feasible? Is it realistic to do that? It can be anywhere in the country. So I've been all the way to the south a couple of weeks ago for a cool little project. But you gotta do a different project in the south than in New York, for instance, which is completely different. But often that bar owner in the south takes New York as an example.
I mean, they do look at the big ones, right?
Oh, exactly.
I can understand that.
And what's often I often start asking with sort of why. The why of the cocktails. If the why of the cocktails is revenue, because owner think I can ask 10 euro for a cocktail or 250 for a beer. So if I sell as many cocktails as beers,
I see.
So, but then the cost, your margin on a cocktail is lower than your beer. So I wouldn't per se go for it. But if revenue is the reason, you make a completely different menu. You bang out if image is the reason, or passion is the reason. Passion, you gotta go on the whole other side. You gotta say, well, of course you can make a beautiful old fashioned with Zacapa 23, but you can't put that on a menu because it has to cost 25 euros. But you have a lot of young bartenders that want to have a crazy back bar, and then you lose money. So I look at revenue, I look at a feasible, realistic project, and I look at the why, and then we start filling in the pieces. We do calculation, we do service training, we do upsell training, we really analyze the project we gonna start with them, and that taps. You look at a lot of different things.